Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
Help us with a tradition. It's nice we can come together for our services that we know who are with in our community. So if you'll extend a hand to someone nearby and wish them a good Shabbos and introduce yourself to them and make our community a little more warm.
Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shanatata bi Tehorai, Atavarata, Atayitzarta, Atanefachta bi. Mishamra, the Kirby. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shanatata bi Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shanatata bi Tehorai.
In our service, we invite you to use our prayer book as well, and the italics are for us to read together as a community. In the 13th year of a young man's life, he has the privilege and responsibility to read from Torah for the first time and teach his congregation from that which he has read. And more than just reading Torah, we ask our students to lead us in worship on Shabbat. So more than what occurs on this day, they know the prayers of our people, they know they belong, they're part of a much larger and greater community. So in this Shabbos morning, it's our honor to call to Bima to become Bar Mitzvah Derek Paul Fershtman. Derek's the son of Linda and Robert Fershtman and the brother of Maya, and the grandson of Eileen Millstone and the late Donald Stern, and the late Edith and Herman Fershtman. And so we invite Derek now to our Bima to lead us in worship on this Shabbos morning.
We turn to page 63 to begin our service. We read responsively. It is good to give thanks to God, to sing praises to your name, to tell of your love in the morning, and to sing of your faithfulness at night, playing an instrument of 10 strings, sounding the lute, and stroking the harp. Your works had made me rejoice, and your glories moved me to sing. How great are your works, O God, how profound your design. The insensitive will never appreciate your creations, nor will the fool understand life's meaning. The wicked may flourish like grass, and the evil may multiply, but they are all doomed to failure. But you, O Eternal, shall be exalted forever. All shall proclaim that Adonai is just. Let every living being bless your name, and let every spirit glorify our God forever. Throughout all time we will have no ruler, but you, our God. You guide the world with love and touch of your creations with care and kindness. You neither slumber nor sleep. You cause the speechless to utter words, and the wrongly imprisoned go free. You support the fallen, heal the sick, and raise up the lonely. To you alone we do give thanks. We turn to page 65 and rise for the call to worship. Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach. Praise be our God, to whom praise is due. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Praise be our God, to whom all praise is due, now and forever.
Baruch Hu את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam yotzer or uvarei choshech oseh shalom uvarei et hakol hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha barachamim uvtevo mechadesh bechol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reishit. Praise be the eternal our God, ruler of the world, who makes light shine and darkness descend upon us. God has taught us the meaning of peace and shapes in all things that we touch. With compassion, God gives us the earth light and renews the work of creation day by day. Marabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam bechochma asita mal a haaretz kin yanecha. Tit barach Adonai Eloheinu al shivach ma'aseh yadecha ve'al mi'orei or she'asita yefa'arucha selah. Or chadash al Sion ta'ir v'nizkeh chulanu mehara li'oro. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hamorot. How great are your works, O God! In wisdom you make them all. The earth is filled with your creations. For the glow of the stars and the work of your hands, let all of your creations give you praise. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we may swiftly merit its radiance. Blessed is the Eternal, maker of the morning light. Great is your love for us, and abiding your compassion. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them how to value life. Be gracious now to us, and with kindness you guide us with your understanding, so that we might both learn and teach the laws of truth. Baruch atah Adonai habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. Blessed is our God, who in love has chosen Israel to be a people. As we recite the watchword of our faith. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol lavavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol miodecha v'hayu hadivarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha yesharecha leman tizkaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitztem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall love the Eternal, our God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be a symbol before your eyes. Write them on doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of my mitzvot and do them. So concentrate yourself to your God. I, the Eternal, am your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal, am your God. These enduring words have been a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. Faith and choice bring understanding to the soul and sensitivity to the heart. We watched God's wonder when we went free from Egypt.
When slavery's chains were broken, and we witnessed it.
May those who have faith to believe also have the wisdom to be kind. O God, in whom we have all hope, we glorify your name now, as our people have praised you throughout history.
Mi chamocha belim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Zur Israel, kumal bezrat Israel, ufedech in omecha, Yehuda veYisrael, go elinu Adonai tzevahot shemo, kadosh Israel, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
We turn to page 70 and rise for the Amidah. We pray silently, either following the words of our prayer books or those our heart might prompt. tiftach ufidya gita hilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Golem Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Umarid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Kayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevorot, Umidomelach, Melech Memit, Umchaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Eternal is your power, O God, you're mighty to save. You cause the wind to shift and the rain to fall. In love you sustain the living. In the multitude of your mercies preserve all. You uphold the falling and heal the sick. Free the captives and keep faith with your children in death as in life. Who is like you? Who is your equal? Author of life and death, source of salvation. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of life. We sanctify your name on earth, even as your holiness is proclaimed in the heavens. Above and throughout time and space, in your words of the prophet Isaiah, we say, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The fullness of the whole earth is God's glory.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melech ol haaretz, Kavodo, Baruch Kavod, Adonai, Mimekomo, Yimloch Adonai leolam, Elohai Zion, Ledor vador, Hallelujah.
To all generations will make known your greatness, and all eternity proclaim your holiness. You praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed is Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Our God is great and our God of our ancestors. Accept our rest as a sacrifice of time and space. Let us share in your world by celebrating creation day by day. Purify our hearts so that we may be honest and upright. Forgiving and compassionate, blessed are you, O God of truth, who help us make the Sabbath a part of our life and our heritage of joy. Look with favor, O God, upon your people, Israel, and receive prayers with love. May it be your will to accept our worship and our deeds. Blessed are you, who alone we serve in reverence. Eternal source of good, we thank you for the numberless gifts and the blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, and for the delights of the senses, and for the help of excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Help us, O God, to work for a freedom and just compassionate society where we all may share your gifts and the joy of freedom. For all this, your name shall be blessed and praised forever.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת מקדשי שביעי שבת כולם ישבעו ויתנגמו טובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת זכר למעשה וראשית שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, and we're eternal of peace, and that gives us the will to proclaim its message to all the people of the earth. Blessed is our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace, and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands, and may the love of your name hallow every home, every heart. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of peace.
שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים, כל ישראל עמך
We continue on page 79 to prepare the reading of the Torah. As is our tradition, in honor of my bar mitzvah, and in thanks for their love and their kindness, I call upon my mom and my dad.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני עוז למו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו ושלום.
Derek, as your safta places this talis on you, we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher gestam b'zotav v'tzivanu lahita teif batzitzit. Bless you, God, ruler of the universe, who's given us commandments to wear a talis, the garment of our responsibility.
It is with great love and joy that I put this talus on you, dear. And I love you very much, very, very much, sweetheart. So proud of you.
Hello. I have the absolute pleasure and honor, thank you. I have the absolute pleasure and honor to actually say these things to you first. Some of you may remember from your sisters that I couldn't get through it because I wasn't first. So yeah, got choked up. So, Derek, congratulations. Great work, and thank you. Through every stage of life, you bring us joy, laughter, and a remarkable amount of love to each of us. We are each made better because you are in our lives. We have watched you grow and develop as a capable, determined, resilient person. You are incredibly kind. Your ability to persevere through a challenge is extremely rare. For example, despite a real motor planning challenge, you were determined to ride a bike without training wheels at the appropriate age. You woke up before me, which actually says something. You made it happen. It did not matter how many times you fell down. I watched you wipe away tears and not come home despite falling and being scraped up. I watched you pick yourself up and get back on and try again until you succeeded. Your humor and tremendous energy is felt by all that meet you. Complete strangers will walk up to me and when they realize I'm your father, to tell me your role is Jack, Olaf, Scuttle, King Julian, or name any role. You've played, made them laugh hysterically. You took them by surprise, you made them feel a certain way. These traits that I'm mentioning to you will carry you throughout your entire life. Stay true to yourself. You are a beacon of light. Believe in yourself. You are much stronger and braver than you may realize. Your combination of traits will allow you to intentionally craft a truly great life that makes our world better because you're in it. I hope that your humble good nature remains intact when you achieve tremendous success. Always remember that lesson that you learned when you learned to ride a bike. I thank God for allowing me to be your father. I enjoy being with you all the time. My buddy, my sunshine.
Sure, that'd be great. Thank you. Hi, Derek. Okay, Derek, I can't believe we are here at this moment today because you are becoming a bar mitzvah and it's blowing my mind. Oh, totally, okay? Okay, in general, without a doubt, you are the sweetest, kindest, most caring, and the cuddliest boy in the whole world. And let's face it, my happy place to this day is still when we're just chilling and when we get to cuddle. Okay, that makes me so happy. Okay, so you're getting older, but thank goodness you are still the funniest and one of the most creative kids in the world. Let's talk about the stage, okay? You shine when you are on stage. When you're on stage, I feel like people just can't take their eyes off of you. And I love, love, love watching you perform. Things that you love. You love your games. You love your animating. You love your friends. You love your cat. You love your family. And you love your tacos. We love watching your passion for all of these things and so much more and more in the future. Okay, you have worked so hard to get to this moment, and I know it caused you moments of great, great stress, but look what you've accomplished. And you must be so proud of yourself. And just knowing that you have that pride about yourself right now just makes my heart just burst. I know you're going to do absolutely amazing today in what we jokingly call your one-man show up here, okay? No one doubted you for a moment that you were gonna just do amazing here. Okay, and this, Derek, this is just the beginning. You're going to accomplish amazing things and you're going to accomplish so much. I can't wait to watch and see what you do to continue to be blown away. Keep laughing, keep exploring, keep choosing kindness always, and persevere in every challenge that comes before you, like you did for this one. Do this, and the world will be yours. You are amazing. I love you forever.
Our God and the God of our ancestors, as I stand before this ark, I represent generations of my people who stood before you, who have lived and died by your law. Give me the wisdom to understand the words that shall be read from your Torah, and do me with sensitivity that may make this law a part of my life and lengthen my days. May your world be a lamp unto people's feet and a light unto our path, showing us the way to a reality that is true and a life that is righteous. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, our God is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Ki mitzion תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו תורה לעמו ישראל ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים העולם
Please be seated. Torah portion this Shabbat is Vayikra, the very first portion of the book of Leviticus. And Derek will be chanting from chapter 3, beginning with verse 1, which can be found on page 766 of our Chumashim, the blue Torah commentaries scattered throughout our seats for those who'd like to follow along. I call upon for the first Aliyah, the Safta of our Bar Mitzvah, along with the aunts, so Eileen Millstone and Terry Gorin and Sandy Fershtman and Michelle Marks and Marcy Jan. Ta'amdu Chaim Mikela bat Hershel ve'Elka, Tamar bat Chaim David ve'Eta, Edith, Susi bat Chaim David ve'Edith, Miriam Barucha bat David ve'Chaim Milcha, Masha Leika bat Chaim David ve'Edith, Rishon.
Barach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Amen. Ve'im zevach shalamim korbano min habakar hu makriv im zachar im nekeva tamim yakrivenu lifnei Adonai vesamach yado al rosh korbano ushchato petach ohel moed vezareku v'nei Aharon hakohanim et hadam al hamizbeach saviv v'hikriv mizevach hashlamim ishe ladonai et hachelev hamkaseh et hakerev ve'et kol hachelev asher al hakerev ve'et shetei hakalayot ve'et hachelev asher alehen asher al hakasalim ve'et hayoteret al hakaved al hakalayot yesirena.
We call upon our second Aliyah, the proud parents and older sister of our Bar Mitzvah, Linda, Robert, and Maya Fershtman. Ya'amdu, I'm afraid about David v'Chaim Michela, Rachmiel Daniel, Ben Chaim David v'Edith, Mayim Devorah, but Rachmiel Daniel, v'Alma Freda, Shenit.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. V'hiktiru oto B'nei Aharon hamizbecha al ha'olah asher ha'al eitzim asher al ha'esh isher reach nichoach l'Adonai ve'im min hatzon korbano lezevach shalamim l'Adonai zachar o nekeva tamim yakrivenu im kasev humakriv et korbano v'hikriv oto lifnei Adonai.
Amen.
I call upon our maftir, our final aliyah, our bar mitzvah. Ya'amod Doron Shimshon ben Rachmi Aldenia v'Alma Freda Shishira bar mitzvah.
Baruchu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'netan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. Amen. Lesamach et yado al rosh korbano uchata oto lifnei ohel moed vezareku b'nei Aharon et damo al hamizbeach saviv v'hikriv mizevach hashalamim ishel Adonai chelbo ha'alya tamima le'umat ha'etzei yasirena ve'et ha'chelev Hamkaseh et hakerev ve'et kol hachelev asher al hakerev ve'et shetei hakalayot ve'et hachelev asher alehen asher al hakasalim ve'et hayoteret al hakaved al hakalayot yasirena. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chaye olam zantam betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. My Torah portion is about sacrifices for the well-being and what steps people do for the making of the sacrifice. For example, one of the steps is that a person has to cut the wild animal. Just the word sacrifice can have a big meaning in life. For me, making a sacrifice could be about giving up time. I sacrifice my time to help volunteer at an autism awareness center. I also sacrifice being on time to help a person that has fallen. Sacrifices are not for the greater good, not for bad. It can be sad, but there's a tiny spark of joy that we don't often see when sacrificing. Some lessons I learned from this Torah portion is that it's good to make sacrifices and it's good to give thanks to God. If you put in effort and help people along the way, you will get a reward. It probably won't be a yacht or $1 million, but it'll make you feel like you did something good, and that's better than winning the lottery. Becoming a bar mitzvah means to spread responsibilities around the Jewish community. I'm older now. Even though I can't legally drink, drive, or get certain jobs, becoming a bar mitzvah gives me a chance to be seen differently by the Jewish community, and for me, in a good way too. I now call upon my parents and my sister to hold and dress the Torah on this very special day of my life.
Please rise.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל, על פי אדוני ביד משה.
In the presence of the Torah, our thoughts also turn to those in need of healing and strength. And our tradition is that Torah is not just a source of wisdom and learning as it's been for our people for thousands of years, but also a source of hope as well and healing. We walk around with the Torah, we reach out, we touch it, mention names of those we're thinking of at this time in our prayers. Mishiberach Avotenu Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Imotenu Sarav Kalei Rachel, Hu Yivarech et Chalim, merciful God, who has blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. Send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness and anxiety.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
We think of those friends and family in our community: Amy Atler, Suzanne Becker, Roger Blau, Wendy Bratt, Michael Brody, Tavia, Caleb Yosef Atzipa, Elise Cohen, Blanche Crane, Karen Kasman, Patty Seresny, Michael Eisen, Barbara Esrig, Carl Fisher, Ann Gotro, Barry Grant, Batia, Pesha Penina, Ava Haber-Cornholm, Taya Hall, Hank Heiser, Carol Kaufman, Karen Coltoneau, Marta Lazar, Zoe Marcus, Gail Mintz, Lev Hirschman, Ba'ami, Reza Batlea Miriam, Melanie Pohl, Eileen Porcelli, Galia Ravi, Rachelmi Beit Chaim Bachava, Eve Ryder, Arthur Reish, Marcy Fisher Reiners, Reuben Yaakov, Ben Esther Chana, St. Amman family, Jerry Solanke, Karen Schulman, Bernard Sklar, Roberta Sino, Guy and Susanna Stern, Aaron Tab, Lauren Yaffe, Harith Zapata, and all the names in our hearts. Baruch atah narfel chulim. Bless you, God, who is there with those in need.
מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We continue our service on page 89. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Let us praise God's name, for it is all be exalted above all.
Hodo al eretz v'shamayim
Torat Adonai Tamima Mashevat Nafesh Adat Adonai Ne'emana Mach Kimat Piti. The law of our God is perfect, restoring the soul. The testimony of the eternal is sure, making the wise the simple. Pekudei Adonai Yesharim Misam Chelev Mitzavat Adonai Bara Mi'irat Anayim. The precepts of our God are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the eternal is clear, enlightening the eyes. Yitrat Adonai Torah Medadet La'ad Mish Pate Adonai Emet Sad Kuyach Dav. The presence of our God is pure, enduring forever.
The judgments of the eternal are true and righteous altogether.
Ki lekach tov natetim lechem torati al ta'a zovu. Behold, I have given you my doctrine, my Torah. Do not forsake it.
Eitz chaim hi lamachazi kiba v'tol mechecha meushar daracheha darachenu v'chol netivoteha Shalom.
Please be seated. Derek, I get to be the first to wish you a mazel tov on behalf of our congregation for doing a fabulous job this morning of leading us in worship and reading from the Torah. It was awesome. Great job. And to congratulate you, I have a number of gifts for you from different groups from our congregation. From our board of directors, they've gotten you a copy of Mishkan HaNefesh, our new High Holiday prayer book, so that you'll be able to use that here in the big house instead of at the family service. You've graduated now. You can't drink or drive, but you can come here. From our brotherhood, they've planted a tree in Israel for you, so that when you get to go to Israel, hopefully with us on Team Mission one day, you'll be able to see that tree and water it as well. But to establish that nice connection between you and the state of Israel. And from our sisterhood, they have given you your first year of Sisti Dues, our high school youth group. And so just like Maya does, we hope you follow in her footsteps and are a part of that as well. And so from those groups and us, congratulations. And now I get to share some other things, because becoming a bar mitzvah for us isn't just about getting up here and reading from the Torah, because you've owned this bima for a long time. Dancing and singing up here is part of our youth choir. This part, looking at me. You get to look at them in a moment. You'll celebrate with them. But this has always been a home for you. And I think it's really awesome that we've watched you grow up since you were in preschool and continue to watch you grow. And as your parents sat down with us for one of the initial meetings, they used a great phrase to describe you that I think is just perfect. They said that you are always unapologetically Derek. Describes you to the T. Because whether you are in preschool running around just doing your thing, or as we see you at Madrachim and just smiling, enjoying every moment of what you're doing, or at a Purim spiel as you're singing and dancing, or this year rapping with your sister, you're you. And you're proud of it, and you share that with the world. And that is an incredible quality that you have that a lot of people your age miss out on and don't have. That you're proud of who you are, proud of your talents, and you let them shine. That's awesome, and we're proud of you because of that. We get to see it in so many different ways, and we enjoy the way that you treat other people, the kindness that you share, that you exude around you, the way that you take things in and just process the situation around you, and the way that you work to make us and to get ready for today. That you had your style of doing it, which was unapologetically Derek. That you knew you'd get here and that you would rock it, and you did. And so today we celebrate you and the young man who you are and who you've become, and we ask that God continue to bless you with all those wonderful qualities. That incredible heart of yours, that smile that's always on your face, the joy that you bring to a room, and the pride in who you are. May God always bless you with that as we ask God to bless you now.
Only God can bless. What we ask is that in our connections, we bring God a little more into our world. And as Rabbi said, yes, unapologetically, Derek, and that, yes, you did it your own way, getting to this day, including torturing your rabbis and cantor along the way. But I guess part of it is the reality that we still love you because of who you are, who you always are, and that fact of we will always know you being a part of our home and our family, just as from the very beginning, watching you, like Rabbi said in preschool, knowing that we'll see you through graduation and on in life, and we're excited to see where that takes you for years to come. So with that in mind, may God bless you now.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you. May God protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka.
Doron Shimshon, may God's light shine upon you and shine through you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God always be a part of who you are. Give you all your blessings, all of you that is truly you. Most of all, blessing you with shalom, with peace in your heart, in your mind. May you help bring more peace into our world. And we all say, Amen.
Dor v'dor nagid God lechad. Ledor v'dor we protect this chain from generation to generation. Ledor v'dor our lips will praise your name. These lips will praise your name.
We continue with our concluding prayers as we rise together for the words of the Elena, which can be found on page 91 in your prayer books.
Aleinu l'shbeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
Nothing can fill the emptiness that death leaves behind. Those who are no longer a physical presence are still alive within our thoughts and our words. Their memories are only a part of the picture. So long as we recall their presence and their warmth, their friendship, their heart, mind, and thought are still within our souls. We honor and cherish the ones we love by living our lives to the fullest. And so on this Shabbat, we think of those friends and family who have been taken from us in these most recent days, whose Shiva and Shloshim we mark. Dr. Jan Rival, Frida Weberman, Dr. Joel Grand, Judith Heumann. And to their names we add those whose yahrzeits we mark, those of whose anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate. Stuart Edward Allen, Florence Gitlin Camden, Dr. Mayer Cantor, Kathleen Camille, Barry Cohen, Rosa Ernstein, Jerry Finn, Julius Fisher, Harry Fridson, June Gerwin, Freda Ingber, Sarah Jane Jackson, Sam Katz, Jan Landsberg, Phyllis Lenhoff, Sarah Levy, Sarah Levy, Tilly Linden, Irving Lipton, Reverend Jim Lyons, Abraham Mintz, Lee Menashkin, Kenneth Allen Monicati, Phil Moss, George Pantzer, Viola Bierman Rabin, Burton Rissman, Lorraine Rowan, Marilyn Rowans, Tilly Sakwa Nussbaum, Lee Saperstein, Mary Frances Sarrow, John Henry Shepard, Elsie Celeste West, Selma Winston, Ida Zichholz, along with all the names in our hearts and those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. On page 96, do we join together in the immortal words of the mourner's Kaddish, praising God for the gift of life. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'almad divrach chirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam omei omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, chushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. O say shalom b'mromav, huya say shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn, comfort to all the bereaved among us here and everywhere. As together we say, amen.
O say shalom b'mromav, huya say shalom.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos.
Before we enjoy an oneg in honor of Derek, our bar mitzvah, a moment of tish. A tish is a table in Yiddish, and you can ask any question. The rabbis would sit around and study Torah on Shabbos morning, continue their learning together, and answer any questions about that week's Torah portion. We continue that tradition here. We have a chance to be together, that you can ask any question you may have about Jewish law or lore or anything else that's on your mind that Derek has to answer now to the best of his ability. Just kidding, Derek. No, that we're not letting Derek. Yes, Fran. Oh, so I just got home like 2 days ago from Israel. I was part of the Motor City mission. We had 130 of us from our community in Israel. And it was good to be in Israel despite the chaos that Israel is today and some of the challenges there. Last Saturday night, I went to a protest in Jerusalem with people of of everyone in Israeli society. That was the beauty of the protest. And for those who aren't familiar with what's going on in the Israeli government and some of the challenges there with changes in the judicial appointments and things, there's been hundreds of thousands of people every Saturday night gathering for protests. So, but what was amazing is that everyone in the community was a part of that protest. Me as a Reformed rabbi, my Israeli friend asked me to go with him to the protest. There were Orthodox families there with little children in the rain, big families. There were, gay couples there. There were individuals who were tattooed. It was like this great, stripes of what Israeli society is, all with the same idea. So it felt good to be in Israel. Though, like it is today, it doesn't rain in Israel in March, except for when I'm there. And it rained every day. So that was a little bit of a bummer. I know, right? I mean, as we've been to Israel and we started in Jaffa overlooking, Tel Aviv, we couldn't go there because it was like flooding there. And so we went indoors to Shalom Tower and saw these models of Tel Aviv, which are actually very cool, and then went out and saw. But we had a great group from Temple with me. It was really a blessing to be a part of it. So it felt good being in Israel. And very special. And I got to see Asher, my son. So that was good too. So very fun. Thanks for asking. And yeah, we have lots of good trips planned for Israel. So if you're interested, just ask us rabbis. Other questions? Yes. When did they stop doing actual sacrifices? 2 weeks ago, we decided it really wasn't going over well. I mean, the blood things here, it was really rough.
2,000 years ago. So in the year 70, with the
My time is really off.
They got the two down.
That's right.
In the year 70, with the destruction of the temple that was in Jerusalem, sacrifices ceased because that was the only place that sacrifices could be done. And then congregations like ours, which have temple in the name, said, you know what, you don't need just to have the sacrifices done in Jerusalem, they can be done anywhere. And so sacrifices became not sacrifices of the animals like Derek was talking about with those wonderful animals and what they were doing to them. It became sacrifices of our hearts. So our prayer took the place of those sacrifices that he was talking about, offering words of thanks or asking for forgiveness through our prayers instead. So the sacrifices continued in our hearts, but not of the animals at that point.
Some still pray for the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem and the return, and there's groups, Orthodox groups, who study all the laws around sacrifices so that they could immediately do them as soon as the Messiah comes and the temple is rebuilt. We're not part of that group. We've removed those prayers from our worship and really not interested in doing that. Though, a good smoked brisket on my, sorry. Okay, anyway, different kind of sacrifice. Well, we give thanks to the joy of Shabbat, of being together. Please rise as we invite Derek and Maya back to the bima. Although you can't drink, you get here, Derek, hold this. You get to hold the Kiddush grape juice as we sing with Cantor.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei
peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
You
Take a drink. Yeah.
And we
How
say,
do, oh,
we say, Adonai oz le'emo yutain. May God bless you with strength. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God bless all of us here and everywhere with peace. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos. Simen tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simen tov, simen tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov u'simen tov, simen tov mazel tov u'simen tov yehelanu. Simen tov u'mazel tov u'simen tov, simen tov mazel tov u'simen tov, simen tov mazel tov u'simen tov yehelanu.
That song, for those who don't know, is also the cue for Oneg is just outside those doors. There's some delicious
Let's go
treats
out
to enjoy
into
to
the
celebrate
lobby. Let's go
Shabbat
out.
and Derek's special day.